don't know. I don't know how you feel about it. I feel like this is a movie you either love or you hate. I can tell you which one for me. But either way, we're going to do it. We're going to do a gun podcast on Chillerama. What he said.
I don't know if you watched it or not. I hope he did enjoy it.
Tim in Australia?
Yes.
I don't know, man.
It's a good time movie. You don't need to take this seriously.
You need to be, I feel like you need to be hammered
movie, yes.
or 11 years old.
Alan said I like
Oh, Alan. Alan. Alan, come on, man. You're better than this. It's a movie I watch when I am trying to get rid of the people around you. When I'm trying to get rid of the young lady that catfished me and actually weighs 350 pounds. Wow. And I can't get her out of my house fast enough. I'll put on Chillerama. Wow. Here, check out Wadzilla, honey. Self-medicate tonight. Yeah, absolutely, Connor. We're here to medicate you. Mm-hmm. That's right, inmates. We're talking about Chillerama, much to my chagrin, but it is Monica's pick, and she has picked Chillerama from 2011. It was directed by a number of dudes, Adam Rifkin and Adam Green, to cite a few names. Stars Lynn Shay, Ray Weiss, and Eric Roberts. Need I say more? Eric Roberts. Oh, this is not on.
Rookie.
Eric Roberts coming in here on Chillerama.
Only in one scene.
I feel like he should have been in the whole movie.
Yeah.
I feel like Eric Roberts maybe could have saved this fucking thing.
No,
Yeah. Lynn Shay.
She was silly.
I love her dearly, but she falls into that category of people that, for whatever reason, cannot get cast in a good movie. Yeah. Other than the Insidious franchise, right, which she was great in. Mm-hmm. I know some people want to argue with me. That's fine. I'll fight you. I don't care. So what we have here is an anthology, and we're going to start off with a very silly sequence of a guy digging up his 10 years dead wife for the purposes, I suspect, of really nothing more than telling her to fuck off.
And necrophilia.
I will get just as pissed at some dead people as anybody else. I'm not going to put the effort into digging them up.
Tell you how you feel?
No, I can do it from above ground. I don't need to meet you halfway to tell you you're a bitch or whatever.
Stare at the ground.
Hey, that time you borrowed money from me and you never paid it back. Mm-hmm. I feel like that was out of line. I'm not gonna go 8 feet deep to tell you what a dick you are. Regardless, this guy is halfway through his diatribe of what a bitch she was. She reanimates, bites his penis off. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. That's strange. Are there any Thanksgiving horror movies? Yes, there is, Jim. We'll get to you in a second. First things first, back to Chillerama. So now this is odd, right? Zombie wakes up, bites his wiener off, and then goes back to being dead. Now this, of course, causes him to spew a fluorescent blue fluid from where his balls were. Blue balls. What kind of diet this guy had or what he was doing with his dick in the meantime, I have no idea. Regardless, blue junk is now coming out of where his penis used to be. Okay, all right, whatever. That's fine. It's scary. The corpse goes back to being dead, as I suppose it should. And about this time, he gets a cell phone call on his flip phone that tells him he's almost late to work. At which point he says, "I'm late to work. I got to get to work." Mm-hmm. You just had your penis bit off by your dead wife who reanimated to bite said penis off. All right. I'm getting too far into this. I understand that. Let's just turn our thinking brains off for a moment and appreciate the quote unquote comedy behind this. Guy gets his dick bit off, goes back to work as if nothing happened. Damn near wrecked him, damn near killed him. We're going right back to the 7th grade here, people.
Yep.
Wow, you contracted where there's maggots falling out of her vagina and his dick, but you're gonna rip this movie apart just at the beginning.
Contracted isn't supposed to be funny.
Oh my! This is supposed to be funny.
That's the problem. Yeah. It's not fucking funny.
You guys all like Tucker and Dale.
Nobody got their wiener bit off and then went to work as if nothing happened.
Oh,
Ma'am, I feel like we need to at least have like the sliver of our right pinky nail in reality.
wow.
Just that much. Just give me that much worth of reality. We're not doing that.
The viewers need to watch this movie and give us their opinion as well.
Natalie's brain is already hurting. So there you have it.
Natalie, this is a good time.
Oh,
Take it
dude. Like I said, if you're in middle school, you're gonna have a great time. All right. Let's just turn our thinking brains off again, and let's just assume that for whatever reason, this dude really needs his job at the drive-in movie theater, which I'm sure pays about $7 an hour. But goddamn it, he's got to be there because if he's late. Oh, by the way, the drive-in theater that is about to close the next day, so you can't be late to that job because you're going to get fired tomorrow anyway. So.
Gotta go out with a bang.
Okay, whatever. All right. He goes to the drive-in theater that he works at, and it's their big last shebang, and they're going to show all these rare prints that they have, these forgotten and forlorn movies that are going to blow the minds of moviegoers and horror fans, and it's going to be magical. It's going to be a big last hurrah for this drive-in movie theater. All right, fair enough. So we get there. He hobbles over there with the blue crud spewing out of his penis. What used to be his penis. And we get there, we get to meet some of the people that are going into the drive-in. We have a weird threesome situation with a guy, a girl, and another random guy in the back seat. Now, okay, somebody's going to get laid here. I don't know who just yet. And to be honest with you, none of this makes sense at all whatsoever. But we're going to get some dialogue here that's going to kind of half-ass explain things. So the guy in the back seat has painful gas. The guy in the front seat is madly in love with a chick who looked to be in her early 50s. Just saying. That works at the concession stand. And the chick is just a random horror movie fan that seems to be there for the purposes of watching the movie. All right, that's car number one. Car number two is actually going to feature a horror favorite of ours, a guy by the name of A.J. Bowen. We'll recognize him from various independent horror films. We love him dearly. He's there with his wife and his toddler son, and I think he would like a blowjob. Wife's not doing it, though, because she's too busy tending to the toddler son. Fair enough. Now we're going to go to car number three, which features Random Gambino, who I guess has some kind of a proprietary stake in this drive-in, and Hot Blonde Bimbo, who's there, I guess, to blow him and earns some kind of a payday from doing so. Am I forgetting anybody? Did I miss anything?
No.
Am I incorrect in my assessment of these characters?
No.
Absolutely not. Excellent. So let's roll right into our first feature, shall we? Okay. Actually, I did forget somebody. We forgot the owner of this drive-in, who is about to sell the place to Gambino number two, and apparently the whole place is going to be bulldozed the next day. So this is his last hurrah. And not only that, but he has entered into a suicide pact with a poster of Orson Welles. So after the final movie is over, he's going to put a gun in his mouth, talk to this poster of Orson Welles, and I guess commit suicide. For what reason, I have no idea, other than his drive-in is closing. So I've been fired from plenty of jobs. It's not the end of the fucking world, okay? And if you guys get fired from your jobs, don't sweat it. You'll find another job. No need to put a gun in your mouth. That's being said, now let's roll right into our first feature. A little movie I call Wadzilla. Wadzilla. Wadzilla, in case anybody is misunderstanding me. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Darian, you meant to say Godzilla, right? No. This is exactly what it sounds like. So what we have here, we start off with a guy that's having problems. He wants to get his he's having dick problems, for lack of a better term. Okay, so he goes to a doctor. The doctor sends him to a what do you call a sperm doctor? Sperm doctor has him jerk off into a cup. And I'm gonna glaze through a lot of this because we got 4 of these fucking things to get through tonight, and it's snowing like a bitch outside, and these two got to get home. So he goes to the sperm doctor. Sperm doctor has him blow a load into a cup, shows him under a microscope what's going on with his jizz. Regular jizz, looks like regular jizz, all little spermies floating around. His jizz, though, one sperm about the size of a golf ball, and it's just kind of lazily slapping around. All right, so this guy's he only produces 1 sperm per ejaculation, and it's a pretty big one. So that's kind of weird. And now we're going to go to our sperm doctor for some kind of a consultation. He's like, dude, you got what I call spermophylactomy. And I just made that up. That's not what they actually said. What that means is that every time you get aroused, your 1 sperm is going to grow. So if you do get aroused, you need to beat off immediately and get it out of your body. Otherwise, it'll probably kill you. So that's what you got to do. Guy's like, oh, Jesus Christ. Now, that sounds bad. That sounds terrible. So what I do is I just start hanging around my obese friends because I'm obviously, I'm not into fat guys. So instead, this nutsack is like, I'm gonna have my buddy set me up with this single friend that I know is smoking hot. As I fall off my couch laughing so hard. Sorry about that, Landry. But this is the actual movie. I'm not making this shit up. So this guy is like, well, this is the perfect time for me to get set up on a blind date because if I get aroused, I'm going to shoot a bowling ball out of my penis.
Well, wait, we glazed over the part that doctor gave him experimental drugs.
Experimental drugs are involved. This will
Yes.
take care of it. So he goes to the blind date's house to pick her up. This whole thing is supposed to be like an homage to 60s horror, which that
they did well.
That in concept would have been very cool if they could have just left out all the jizz and cock and balls and other fucking stupid shit. This would have been pretty cool. Regardless, he goes to pick up his blind date. She's smoking hot, of course, and she's wearing a very low-cut type of a thing. And she's like, "Oh, it's just been so long since I've had a man in my house." And he's like, "Oh, fuck!" Runs into the bathroom, literally shoots a bowling ball out of his penis.
Destroys the bathroom.
Yeah.
Now, okay, all right. This is where we need that little fingernail in reality. Because, gentlemen, let's be honest. If you shoot a bowling ball out of your penis, you are done for the night. You are not going to chase it around the bathroom. You are not going to follow it through the streets of your town. And you are definitely not going to continue on your date as if nothing happened. You're done. Your dick looks like a hot dog that exploded in the microwave, at best, if you even have said penis. But regardless, let's just pretend that this thing, whatever, is just A-okay, because that's exactly what happened.
But it's like liquid. It liquefies out of there.
Would you like me to bring my wife in here and explain to you the birthing process and what that feels like?
I've seen it.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's very painful. It's very painful, and that's for like something like that. Now imagine if the same thing came out of that, and that's being generous.
Sometimes you guys deserve it.
Oh, all right. Anyway. I suppose I deserve it. Yes, I do. I heard about that movie. At first, I thought it was one of those fake spoof movies. Well, it pretty much it pretty much is, Landry. So regardless, this dude magically is okay and now is chasing his bowling ball sized sperm around the bathroom, wrecking the entire place.
Oh, man.
She comes in, she's like, "What'd you do to my bathroom?" And he's like, "I'm really sorry. I shot a gremlin out of my penis and now I have to kill it or else it's gonna kill you." It jumps in the toilet. Actually, it jumps and then they chase it around the living room and it goes out into the front yard and down the street. So now they're chasing it around. It kills a homeless dude and a homeless Lin Shaye. And every time it kills and eats somebody, because yes, the sperm does have a mouth on it with teeth, it gets a little bit bigger. And it kills quite a few people, becomes about the size of...
You know what movie it is?
Huh.
Ghostbusters.
If,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
The green thing. Yeah.
No, the Stay Puft Marshmallow
Yeah.
Man. So, needless to say, this thing becomes about the size of a,
Empire State Building.
more or less, yeah. Now the National Guard comes in. Here comes General Eric Roberts, and he's going to sort this whole shit out. And they come to this ingenious idea that, well, if you can get the sperm to impregnate somebody, then it's going to, I don't know, it's going to go away somehow. So they lead it to the Statue of Liberty, and we get a cute little cutscene of like the sperm going up to the like swimming across New York Harbor, going to the and suddenly the Statue of Liberty is a stripper, and she's like ripping her robe off and playing with her boobs and stuff. Yeah, I got a little chuckle out of that one. Yeah. So the sperm then like comes out of the water and wraps itself around the Statue of Liberty.
Comes down over
Oh, yeah. They tried to put a condom on the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, giant condom.
To what purpose?
I don't know.
Are we actually worried about a statue getting pregnant? Is that where we're going? Writers of Wadzilla, we're worried about that? Or are we worried about the giant monster sperm getting an STD from a statue? Or are we just being fucking stupid here? That's what it feels like.
Maybe it's protecting all the people that are in the Statue of Liberty.
Maybe we just had an extra couple $100 to spend on special effects. So it would be really funny if we put a condom on it, like we're gonna shove it up our ass.
They're like, oh, that didn't work out very well.
That's what we're doing. That's the creative decision that we made, was to do that. Okay, all right, fair enough. So naturally it starts like weird dry humping the Statue of Liberty, and then it explodes. And then every character in this little vignette gets a facial. And then at the end, the blind date tries to make out with the guy that spawned Wadzilla. And he's like,
Yeah, the
That's so gross.
you've got it. First off, it's your sperm.
Yeah.
Floated all over everybody.
If you're a gentleman and you jizz on a girl's face and she wants a kiss on the mouth, you're obligated to kiss her on the mouth.
That's right.
Unless you're some kind of a savage, or you are a misogynist and you just blew a load on a young lady's face, kiss her on the mouth. Don't be a dick, all right? She lets you do that. The least thing, it's your jizz. What's your problem? All right. Anyway, moving on. So that was vignette number 1, and that I don't know how we're gonna top that, boys and girls, because we really set the bar high with that one, didn't
And
we?
let me just say that one is compared to the Ghostbusters.
Okay.
I got an explanation or a story.
Okay, I
I
would love to hear where we're going with the next one.
Okay.
So we get back to our wraparound, our friends at the drive-in, everything. Yeah, our guy that works at the drive-in that got his dick bit off at the beginning, he's getting worse and worse, and he's developing.
More like a zombie.
He is. He's headed to Zombie Town, except he's like a neon blue zombie with like these blue sores all over him, and he's getting drunker and drunker as the night goes on. AJ Bowen still can't get a blowjob. The weird threesome in the car is getting more awkward because the guy in the back seat can't stop farting all of a sudden. And of course, the Gamboni guy is just continuing with his misogynistic remarks and being a complete douchebag. All right, fair enough. The guy in the front seat of the threesome car decides he's going to get out because he's going to grow a pair of balls all of a sudden and go talk to the 55-year-old lady at the concession stand and tell her that he actually has a crush on her. All right, fair enough. None of this is either here nor there. Now we're going to get into our second vignette. In case you haven't changed the channel already. Okay, this one is called I Was a Teenage Werebear. Werebear. Now, for a second, I'm mildly interested because I think this guy's going to turn into a grizzly bear. He's going to fucking kill some people. It's going to be disgusting. And that sounds pretty good. Well, of course you would.
Yeah.
Of course you would, Monica.
Well, gay
Bears. Yeah, obviously. But I was hoping for the high ground, and that we were actually going to see a guy turn into a grizzly bear.
Grizzly bear.
And-
Like a wolf.
eat,
way.
yeah, like
Like a werewolf bear.
like
Wolf rock.
rip a school bus open and eat the children is what I'm looking for
Yep,
here.
that's where I was thinking too.
Instead, we're gonna go completely off the rails with this
Way
one.
off.
So here we go, boys and girls.
Hang on.
Is the director still in therapy? If not, he fucking well should be, Sven, because I don't know what we're doing here.
There's 4 directors.
This one,
Yeah.
though, is not quite the worst.
Almost.
Oh no.
If I had, I'm going to do a power ranking of these at the end. But this guy, I don't know what he's doing. I think he needs to probably, I think he probably needs to come out of the closet
He
because
based this one off of
what the
with
fuck?
Marlon Brando.
I vaguely get that. I vaguely understand that. Okay, anyway, we're in high school and we meet our protagonist. He's like the high school jock, well, one of the high school jocks, and he's got himself a hot little girlfriend, and she wants to have sex with him, and he keeps coming up with creative ways not to. I.e., we start off in a van for some reason.
And this is a musical.
This one is a musical, so get ready for that. For some reason, this dude's dad jumps in mid-coitus and starts telling him and the young lady how proud he is of them in a weird Irish out-of-place accent, that he's going to have sex with her. Now, I've been cock-blocked by my dad plenty of times.
My dad looked interested in the girl.
Never to the point where he was going to high-five me while I was trying to get my boogie on. Regardless, so from that point forward, he is like constantly dodging this young lady because she really wants to have sex with him. He's coming up with creative ways not to have sex with her.
To not look at her.
Now, here's something very strange about this little vignette. It's supposed to take place in a high school, right? High school teachers involved, high school students, books, lockers, except it's not in a high school, it's at a beach. So what the fuck is happening here?
It's San Diego.
I've been to San Diego. Their high schools actually have walls and rooms and things like that.
You're hanging out at the beach. Nobody was like in class.
But okay, I get that, except they don't move the class to the beach. They don't bring all the lockers and the coaches to the beach to conduct class there. You know what I'm saying? They don't. No, they do not do that. They don't. I can vouch for that. Except in this little thing here. So that's what we're doing, and that's very strange. That's what's happening. And the majority of this little situation takes place either in a parking lot or on a beach, which leads me to believe that they had zero budget for this. Musical, so we get a lot of I don't want to have sex with you, but I want you to have sex with me. Here comes the tough guys of the class. And it's one dude with a pompadour haircut and 2 identical twins. They're all wearing S&M gear. During a high school wrestling match, pompadour guy bites our jock on the ass, and he then becomes a werebear, i.e., every time he gets sexually aroused, he turns into a giant gay hairy man in S&M gear. From there comes the usual high school drama. They're going to bully him, and at one point, the pompadour dude gets raped, turns into said werebear, as well as the 2 leather-clad individuals, and they kill everybody. And then at the end, it kind of turns into a romantic situation where Pompadour and Jock kind of walk off onto the beach and live happily ever after, I suppose. So there you have it. I was a teenage werebear. Okay, all right. That's what we're doing, and we're moving right along here. Oh, tell me, give me the good parts of them. Yeah. Yeah. She thought it was hilarious. She's like, oh, he got hit me, and I was gonna hit me. Dude.
That was one of the good parts.
That was probably the best part of this one.
Oh boy.
Getting hit in the head.
I think her side boob was probably the best part because okay, all right. Well, that's number 2 on the hit list. All right, so let's keep the fun train moving here, kids.
Why not?
Now we're going back to our drive-in where all this shit is happening. As I mentioned before, threesome participant number 1 has gone to talk to his crush, at the concession stand, orders a thing of popcorn, extra butter. Now, behind the counter, and actually back in the storeroom, our neon blue zombie character, I think, jizzed in the butter,
No,
or
he went to slap it on himself, so he grabbed it. Oh, that feels good.
I thought
Okay.
he was jerking
That's what
there.
that's what I thought too. Yeah,
Oh,
but I mean, theoretically, he shouldn't have a penis to jerk off with.
yeah. I thought it was just
So he might have just done like a Spider-Man on it, or I don't know. Regardless, the blue crud,
got in the butter.
the neon blue crud that is probably glowing in the dark, got onto the popcorn. Nobody thinks this is odd. Nobody notices this. They just say, "Oh, that's some cool butter you got there,"
Yeah,
and
it disappeared.
proceeds to eat it.
Mm.
Okay, well that's pretty creepy. We're also gonna get a little cutscene of the serial farter in the back seat. He's actually got quite the crush on the girl in the front seat. Doesn't know how to tell her, and she's kind of into him. Doesn't know how to tell him. It's great. AJ Bowen has still not gotten a blowjob. The Gambino though is mid blowjob, so we're keeping the fun bus moving here, gang. We're just rolling right through this drive-through soap opera, for lack of a better term.
Mhm.
Okay, now we get into our third movie, and if any of you people are fans of Nazis or don't
Or Jewish.
don't particularly care for Jewish people, let me introduce you to the Diary of Anne Frankenstein. That's what we're doing. We're going to go ahead and take a big fat dump all over the Diary of Anne Frank with the Diary of Anne Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
So we're going to start off in the attic where Anne Frank and her parents hid, and her cousins, I believe, hid during the Holocaust for the most part. The Nazis finding them and discovering that Anne Frank was actually a descendant of Frankenstein. And they find her diary, which includes all of Dr. Frankenstein's notes. And I should mention, popcorn with cheese and onion tastes yummy. That actually sounds pretty good, Sven. I have not tried that, but it's
Without the blue stuff.
no blue. Do not break open a glow stick and spread it on my popcorn,
Right.
and I will try it. What do you want? Chili? I've done the M&M thing. I didn't care for that, but I know I've not done that.
Popcorn about this.
I've done the M&Ms. I didn't care for it. I don't feel like chocolate and popcorn go together. But regardless, anyway, here comes the Nazis, and you'll recognize the guy playing Hitler as the doofus from Grandma's Boy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not fluent in German, but I do know that he was not speaking
No, no,
German.
No.
No.
He's just shouting gibberish at full
At each other.
octave. Yeah, and we're getting subtitles that basically he's like, "Give me the book," and they're like, "No, I'm not giving you the book." Or give me the other book. Show me your other hand, and they're like, "No," and he's like, "All right, give me the book, and I'll let you guys live." So they give him the book, and then he kills them all. Of course, he's supposed to be Hitler. He's got the little mustache, all that shit. One thing I will say about this one,
I actually like.
they actually showed the swastika, which, I mean, I'm not a fan of, but I feel like if you're doing a World War II movie, even as dumb as this, you kind of need it in there. Overlord. Okay, anyway, so they kill her. And then we get this weird shit with Hitler and his girlfriend, where she's blowing all the SS guys. That's all well and good. He recreates the experiment of Dr. Frankenstein, and what he comes up with is a basically like a Frankenstein rabbi. He's got like the curls. And
Yeah.
again, this is come on now, really?
This could be silly.
I know, but this is like if I was a Jewish person, I might be offended by this.
Oh my God.
How many stereotypes can we put on this monster? He's got a huge nose. He's got the curls. He's wearing the yarmulke. Come on now. And this one is Adam Green, who I don't care for as a director to begin with, but this I felt like was particularly tasteless. All right, fair enough. That's what he's going for, I guess. I have no idea. So, of course, the monster gets all pissed off. Hitler tries to train him to kill people, and the monster's like, I don't want to. But then the monster realizes that he's working for Nazis, so then he goes around and kills all the Nazis. We get a very silly scene where Hitler and his girlfriend are screaming in continuity for upwards of probably, 5 to 6 minutes?
Yeah.
And their voices are getting sore.
Well, they're waiting.
They're waiting.
For the soldiers to.
He's taking a very long time to die.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, he's like,
it looked like he was choking on a piece of, on like a chocolate bar or something, because he's doing like the, but it's just going on and on and on, and it's taken a while.
And pretty soon they give up. They're just like,
Yeah, and even the monster's like, and then eventually the guy dies, and the monster looks at Hitler and his girlfriend, and they're like, "Whoa, shit, okay." And then
We're next.
yeah, and then we get like basically the monster grabs the girlfriend and squeezes her head until her eyes pop out, and Hitler gets killed in another gruesome fashion. I don't even recall. Pretty much tuned out at this point. And that's pretty much the Diary of Anne Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm.
All right, rolling right along, we go back to our drive-in, and now like, because of all the sexual situations going on at the drive-in, a lot of people are starting to roll around with the blue crud. And of course, it's being spread throughout the popcorn also. We got a little kid running around with the blue crud. The people are like coming into the concession stand. They got all the blue shit on them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's getting a little creepy, but now we're going to roll into our fourth movie.
Oh, there's another?
There's another. We're not done yet, boys and girls. We're just getting warmed up. This one,
They were all silly.
this one, I mean, the good news, this one gets cut off about halfway through. This one is called Deathication, and it starts with a disclaimer from the director that the like the sonic vibrations of the sound frequency of the movie, along with the color palette, is going to invade your cerebellum and cause you to take a dump. And he's got all these charts and graphs, and he's like, here's a little stick figure of a guy taking a dump, and here's a picture of a TV and the waves coming out, and there you have it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it works. You watch the, and then you got to shit. And then, so it's best if you watch this on the toilet. Watch it on the toilet. And while he's explaining this, his hot blonde assistant, who's naked from the waist up, is like, yeah, you're gonna take a shit when you watch this. So this is the best part of the whole movie. I'm like, finally some fucking boobs, because up to now this has pretty much been a waste of my time. So she's like, yeah, and you watch the shit, and then like as we're going through, there's no plot to this one.
No.
It's just the director explaining how the movie is gonna make you take a dump. And eventually, like the film reel starts getting all distorted. We cut up to the projection booth. And the guy, the owner, is like on the point of putting the gun in his mouth. And now I understand why, if he's got to watch these fucking movies. And he's like, I'm just going to end it all right now. Here comes the serial farter. And he comes in and he's like, hey, Uncle Fred, I really need to tell the girl in the front seat that I like her, but I don't know how. And oh, no. Cut to downstairs in the concession booth. The blue people are like closing in, but for some reason they can't figure out how to get over a waist-high counter, because that's like the stopping point. They all get to the counter and they're like, oh, I can't do it. And they're tripping over each other. It's stupid. The 55-year-old is like crouched down. She's like, I got to get in the back. So she goes back there. Apparently at some point she took a bite of the popcorn, because here comes the guy from the front seat to profess his undying love for her, and she has already got the blue crud on her. So to make a long story short, he's like, I'm horny and you're 55, so let's just live tonight like it's our last. And she's like, yeah, and then she bites him, and then that's the end of that dude. All right, fine, fair enough. Cut to the Gambino, who was getting a blowjob while eating the popcorn.
Oh, yeah.
It's a 1-2 punch
Yeah.
of zombie blue crud coming at him.
Yeah.
He's like getting more and more blue crud as he's getting blown by the hot blonde, because he's eating the popcorn. Eventually, he finishes all over her face, but it's the blue jizz bomb that comes flying out of there. It gets on her face. He's like a full sex zombie. She's now a full sex zombie. They're running around. AJ Bowen and his wife, she finally lets him play with her boobs, which is better than nothing, I suppose. And then he's like, "Yeah, give me the boobies." And then she sprays blue crud all over him from the boobies. He's now a zombie. The baby seems to be okay though, so we got that going for us. And now this is when we officially go off the fucking rails here, kids, because we got like neon blue chicks diddling themselves with severed arms on the hoods of cars.
Yeah.
What else we got? We got like a weird threesome situation going on.
What was the guy that? What was he?
What guy?
There was one guy that was having sex.
Oh, no, yeah, there was a guy that had like a half. Oddly enough, that was Mike Mendoza, who was the director of one of these vignettes, and he's like banging away. He doesn't have the blue crud on him, mind you, but he's banging away. At one point, he just looks at the camera and goes, "What?" And then he continues, and it's just a weird sexathon with all these blue zombie sex pervs ripping each other's penises off. What else? Weird threesome situations, a lot of neon blue boobs flying around. All right, now we cut back to upstairs. The young lady from the front seat has made her way up there, and she also would like to profess her undying love for the serial farter in the back seat. And he's up there talking to the owner, and he's like, "Oh, I've been preparing for something like this." He tears the Orson Welles poster off, where we have a Sarah Connor Terminator-esque arsenal stashed back there. And he's like, "I'm ready for this shit." And he just starts grabbing guns and bullets and ammo belts and hand grenades and weird flashbang things. Goes running out into the parking lot to start laying waste to some zombies. They also grab guns, and they're out there shooting zombies as they come. Literally come. And at one point, they run out of, but they both have one bullet each. And they do like a back-to-back thing, and then they kind of swap, and they're like shooting each other. The guy has one bullet left, or no, the girl has one bullet left, and the guy's like, "Well, I don't want to get jizzed on, so let's put our heads together, and then you shoot yourself, and the bullet will go through my head." And that's how it worked in the movies, right? And he's like, I don't want to do that. So they go running back to their car. And then the zombies pile on their car. The old guy with the arsenal pops a hand grenade and big explosion kills some zombies, not all of them. Because the rest of them are all, piled around the car with our two young lovers. And they're like, "Oh, it's the last night on Earth. Oh, I'm still a virgin." And she's like, "Why are you still a virgin?" And he's like, "I was saving myself for you." And she's like, "Let's give him a show." And then I assume they start having sex. Well, I mean, we don't get to see anything here. We just see more and more naked zombie butt cheeks flapping on the windows. And so, hey, some of these zombies could have kept their clothes on, man. There was like some overweight individuals and some like late 40s.
Yeah, they got to keep it real.
Yeah. I mean, come on now. If you're gonna appear nude in a movie, let's do some sit-ups. Let's do some manscaping. Let's tighten it up a little bit, okay? Nobody wants to see your fucking love handles flapping up against their car windshield. I'm sorry, but it's true. Nobody wants that. All right, moving right along then. Now this is where shit gets particularly dumb because the camera's going to pull back from there to a movie theater where our four directors are watching this on a big screen, high-fiving each other, telling each other what a great job they did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's the end of it. That's the end of your movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like a movie that ends with self-congratulation.
As opposed to gratification.
That I will take. Tony's in the house. That was the way God made them. Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean I want to see it, Tony. Is the thing. I don't think anybody wants to see that. Really? I mean, do you want to see your grandma naked, flailing about on a car hood? No. I don't want to see your grandma naked. I don't want to see my grandma naked. I don't care how horny she is. And I definitely don't want to see your grandma naked.
My grandmas are dead.
So are mine. I don't want to see any of it. I don't want to see any of it, Tony. Not interested. That is pretty much your movie. Monica, I want to hear you defend Chillerama, please.
I love this movie. And first of all, you got the whole feeling of going to the dragon.
Okay. Okay.
They pulled it off great. I love the way they did the black and white for
the opening.
No, Yeah,
Oh, the
Nazi scene.
okay.
Was awesome.
All right.
Remember that one?
In the Nazi movie?
Yeah, he tore off his arm.
Oh,
yeah,
This is fantastic. I do admit the poop one was just a little like
the poop one.
yeah.
Oh,
end
the last
where-
one,
yeah.
defecation.
Yeah. But all in all, it was great. It actually reminded me of the movie that came out a few years ago. What was that movie? Something Comes.
Little Deaths?
No.
Was it an
where
anthology?
Where they get the STD virus. And
Oh,
they're screwing everything.
Contracted, right?
No.
Shivers?
No, it's a comedy.
It's a comedy.
Watched it. Remember they're in the motel room and
Oh,
Yeah.
what is that?
What was that
It
called?
comes at night, or she comes at night.
no,
Tonight she comes.
no, something weird. Something. You know what I'm talking about.
It's possible. Yeah.
But she comes in and is the double chick.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a good one. I like that one.
Yeah. It's totally different.
It's true. Sorry, Tony. Listen to the podcast. She'll sound much better on that one.
It was good.
That one was good. This one, not so much. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, kids. If you want to make a movie designed for 11-year-olds with this kind of humor, that's fine. I'm down with that. How many times did you actually laugh in this movie, buddy?
Few.
A few.
I
Now,
don't even like comedy.
we do like comedies.
I like the Nazi part when he's like, it's in that hand. And then he switches hands. He keeps switching hands. And then he looks over to the other guy. How do you do that? That to me, I found funny.
That's about as good as it's gonna get.
Yeah.
I feel like if they would have stayed just in the drive-in and got rid of all this silly shit, we could have had something here. Come up with a better reason for this sex zombie apocalypse in a drive-in, other than a reanimated corpse biting a guy's dick, immediately keeling back over, and the guy going to work as if nothing fucking happened.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking dumb. I'm sorry. That's dumb. That's just dumb. Okay. All right. Well, no. We're gonna put ourselves in a space where we turn off logic and reason, and the little pinky fingernail that I wanted in reality, we're gonna, I don't know, chew it off and spit it into the garbage. Is that even funny? If it is, tell me. Maybe I'm the highfalutin asshole here. I don't get it, man. The jokes were adolescent. It wasn't scary at all. I felt like if they could have stayed in the 60s drive-in spoof area without all the dumb sex shit, we could have had something here. But instead, we went to the 7th grade, and we got a bunch of adolescent humor that I'm sure would be hilarious if I was in the 7th grade. The werebear. Guy turns into a big gay guy when he gets horny.
And they all look completely different when they're werewolves.
Because every big gay guy doesn't leave the house unless he's wearing S&M gear. Is that what we're signing off on?
The werewolf.
If I was a big gay guy, I would be furious about this.
Well, don't be.
Oh, is that what happens? They all leave the house wearing S&M gear?
I've watched it. Hair porn. No, it is absolutely unbelievable.
Okay.
Excellent.
I guess we need to be
They
educated.
got their S&M.
I mean,
Which I don't even know.
as long as she takes the gum out.
I'm not chewing gum.
But as a little gay guy, you're okay with it. Am I wearing S&M gear right now, Tony? Well, not that you can see anyway. I don't know, man. Whatever. If this is a movie you're either into or you're not. I wasn't into it, buddy. Were you? No. Monica was. So if you're into it, good on you. I hope you enjoy it. I did not. Oh, very cool.
Except for the last story.
With the shit thing.
The poop story.
There may have been something there. If they rolled through, if they gave us an actual story with the poop, maybe that was the saving grace, and they just ran out of time. Not to mention, it's a 2-hour fucking movie, man.
Yeah,
I didn't even notice it was
Oh, I noticed.
I was like, oh, there's another one.
Oh, I guess we're just gonna keep going. Is that what we're doing? All right, guys. I say, if our synopsis sounded like something you want to check out, by all means, check it out. It's on Tubi for free. Also on Amazon Prime. There's other places you can find this. By all means, check it out. If you're into it, you're gonna love it. If it doesn't sound like something for you, then I say nay
Yeah,
on.
if you don't have a sense of humor,
Oh, getting all butthurt. All right, guys, we are going to take us a little break. We'll come back with some other stuff.
Yeah.
Where did my mouth go? Come on. Where are you? There. Come on. All right. Have any of you guys actually seen Chillerama? I feel like I need like an unbiased third party opinion on this. If somebody, I would love to hear somebody. Sorry, I would love to hear somebody sell me on the finer points of Chillerama.
I would like to know if
I believe it's actually been outlawed in Australia.
no.
Due to they broke their good taste clause.
Oh my God.
They
We're
have
not good movies.
they have rules about that. They're like, have you seen these final hours or the Furies? Look, we can't be having people influenced by this crap. All right, guys, you haven't left the house. You can't polish a turd. Tony, have you seen Chillerama?
Right? I agree with that.
I mean, I feel like I can sell a horror movie or at least elicit some of the finer points of it. Even when I don't like it.
Not
The
this one.
parts, it's bad. I agree, Tony. And I don't know, man. I feel like, as with most anthology shows, you're going to have good parts and bad
I
parts.
just watched one the other night.
Like they're all bad.
Amazon.
Okay.
What was it called? I'm not even sure. But have you seen the one with the tampon?
No.
Mm-mm.
She goes, her boyfriend comes over and she's gonna go.
Okay.
And she's pulling on the string and pulling. And it's not coming out.
Oh, no.
All of a sudden, the string moves itself back up.
Oh
And
no.
so she goes out there and she lays on the bed. She's like, pull it out, find the string.
Chillerama Part 2.
Right.
The string out. And then all of a sudden, the string pulls.
The haunted vagina is what that is. You read the book. Now see the movie.
She's just stuck on the bed. She's like, did that just happen? And he's like, oh, you're, hello.
Oh no.
Oh.
See, how do these movies get made? Is what I wonder. You know?
Well,
Devastating.
he
You
enjoyed them,
What?
so that's why.
Imagine somebody going to like a bunch of investors in a boardroom.
I got a great idea.
Okay, all right. Hear me out. Now, this is a money-making opportunity. What you've got is a tampon that reels people into vaginas. Make the check out to me. 40,000, I think, is a good start. I don't understand how these movies get made.
You should come up with a concept like that.
That's what it is. That's what it is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till my son is about 16 years old. Did you see Teeth?
Yeah, there we go.
You're right, Tone. But I felt like at least Teeth was good in concept. Like the idea of a chick with a bear trap between her legs was at least a starting point. No,
Mm.
it is not.
Like a real
That was like,
horror movie.
but it was. I felt like that was accidentally funny. You know what I mean? All right, guys, we're going to sign off here. Thank you very much for joining us. PaddedRoomPodcast.com is where you find us. All of our affiliate programs, Patreon links, anything else you need to know. Tony, thank you very much for your contribution, sir. We're going to be getting into Western Horror Month starting next week.
Oh, do we know?
Which one do you want to pick first? Do you want to do the Backstreet Boys movie?
Yeah.
Join us next week for Dead 7. Starring the Backstreet Boys. Look.
Thanks, Tony.
You see what you did? I'm going to be short a co-host next week. Thank you very much.
Actually, you did pick some good movies.
There are some good
Yeah.
ones on your list. So
Uh-huh.
thank you again for that. We'll see you next week, starting Western Horror Month here in December in the Padded Room Podcast. Yeah, and we'll see you then.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, I forgot.